you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
Aloha, everybody. This is Harold Green of Brightree Financial Group, and it is time to stop doing what you hate. Okay? Straight up, for real. How's everybody doing today? I am doing fantastic. I am excited, as always, to be bringing you guys today's show. As a matter of fact, right now, as I think about the subject matter that we are going to be covering, I'm getting goosebumps and chicken skin because it's a very interesting subject, and probably going to step on some toes, break some glass, throw some furniture around, and just do something to you mentally today that I hope will get you in a much better place. So the title of today's show is Can You See It? And I take that from the phrase, can you dig it? All right, before I get into the show, I want to tell you guys a little story about something that happened to me. And this is all a matter of what's going on in our minds today. Back around 2000 or so, I was like 360 pounds and trying to lose weight. And someone had turned me on to these, I guess, caffeine pills that give you a lot of energy, give you a lot of a burst and boom, or whatever you call it, and helps you get the job done. Well, one day I had took some, and I think I took them at work. And I was sitting in my desk, and the next thing you know, I was 20-something years old, and I felt like my heart was going to come out of my chest, and I couldn't breathe, and I just went into just a situation that was very frightening for me. And as I sat there in my boss's office about to die, she called 911. The only thing I could think about is my wife and my 5-year-old and my 1-year-old. And it was a very frightening moment for me. So they called 911, got me to the hospital, and I calmed down, and I don't know what kind of medication he gave me or whatever it was, but I began to feel better. And then later on that night or that afternoon, they released me home. And the thing about it is that after that, I began to get these very, very horrible anxiety attacks where I couldn't breathe. And I would try to calm myself down. It got so bad that every time I went to work and I turned onto a certain street, I just felt like I was about to die. Like I couldn't go to work. I had to pull over just to calm myself down because I was going back to the place of where that attack actually happened, which was my workplace. And it took me some time to get over that. And I'm going to share with you guys something that helped me tremendously. So are you guys ready? All right, let's get it. 1, 2, 3, let's get it. Let's talk about, can you see it? Whether you believe it or not, your mind has eyes and your mind can see things. And I'm going to ask you one major question. What are you feeding your mind? We feed our bodies. We feed everything. We also feed our minds. And what are you feeding your mind? I want to give you some stats here. I heard something the other day about people in Hawaii. It was like 8 out of 10 people struggle with some sort of anxiety, loneliness, or depression. And according to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, you guys can look this stuff up by the numbers. 40 million adults are affected by anxiety disorders each year. 17.3 million adults had at least one major depressive episode last year. 1 in 2 children were found to have anxiety or depression in a single year. And only 36.9 of those with anxiety disorders are receiving treatment. And I've been thinking about this stuff, and it's been cooking and cooking and cooking in my mind for the last 2 weeks, and now it's ready. So let's talk about, can you see it? I always talk to clients about their future and their goals, but more importantly, their vision. Like, what is your vision? And not too many people have a vision written down that they can go to and look at and live by. Not too many people have a vision. The Bible says, my people suffer for lack of knowledge. But it also talks about having a vision that's written down so that people can read it and run with it and become successful. Do you have a vision written down? And I'm going to read you guys my vision statement. It's real simple. Let me break it out here. HG vision statement: live a stimulating and adventurous life. Have meaningful relationships with God, family, and friends. Work towards financial freedom to enjoy these relationships. Improve myself to such an extent that it inspires the people around me to emulate the character traits they see. Encourage full lives with good financial stewardship for others, and then use my foundation that I'm going to set up to further the Great Commission of go into all the world. Go everywhere. Don't just be limited to here in Hawaii, but go into the world and do good. And again, what are you feeding your mind? I want to get into something about meditation. And meditation is one of the biggest things that will help you overcome any type of anxiety disorder. I'm not saying don't get treatment, don't take medication. However, you're going to have a dual approach to getting out of these situations. And for me, I rely on my faith in the Lord a lot and in the things that He writes for me to meditate on and to understand things that will help me grow and become successful. And I'm going to share with you guys 3 things that are going to happen if you do this. They're very, very important. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a little background here where I got this from, this meditating thing. And I've been doing this for years, and it's been helping me and helping me and helping me to the point where I'm sitting here talking to you now. So I'm going to go to the Old Testament and read something to you guys, Joshua chapter 1. And this is one of my favorite chapters in the whole Bible. Verse 1, after the death of Moses, the servant of God, the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' minister, Moses, my servant, is dead. And that was a scary thing because Moses was a very powerful leader. So now arise, take his place, go over the Jordan, you and all this people, we talking millions, into the land which I am giving to them, the Israelites. Every place upon which the sole of your feet shall tread, that have I given to you as I promised Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon to the great river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, Canaan, and to the great Mediterranean Sea, on the west shall be your territory. Now, just imagine that. All this stuff is going to be theirs. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you or forsake you. Be strong, confident, and of good courage, for you shall cause this place to inherit the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only you be strong and very courageous, that you may do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe and do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall deal wisely and have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, vigorous, very courageous. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Now, a lot of people, they may say, hey, Harold, that religion stuff, that's fine. You can have your religion. I say, hey, that's fine. Everybody can. This is a free country. And what I love about America is you are free to believe whatever you want. And no one should force you to try to change how you feel about things. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to live your life the way you want. However, I'm going to ask you again, what are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding your mind things that will lead to disorders and anxiety? Are you watching news channels 24 hours a day? Are you fretting tax increases? Are you fretting loss of freedom? Are you fretting anything? We are not supposed to be afraid. So what are you feeding your mind? And because this is very important, what you feed your mind is going to affect your money. I'm going to say this, and you probably have never heard this before, but wealth without a purpose can become a curse. I'm going to say that again. Wealth without a purpose can become a curse. You don't know what you're doing with it. You're going to hurt yourself and you're going to hurt people. So you better come up with a vision and you better have a purpose on your way to becoming wealthy. That's very important. So the first thing you must do if you are having any kind of situation is you must figure out how to sit yourself down and meditate. Find out the area and meditate on it. For example, for my health, being overweight, my mantra or the thing that I say, the words that I use to meditate. And the word meditate means to turn something over and over and over in your mind as you speak it. Turn it over and over and over, flip it in your mind until it gets in there, gets in your brain and begin to form pathways for you. I'm losing weight and feeling great. I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm feeling great. I'm losing weight. I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. Why? Because I had problems in that area. I would also go into things when I look at my finances and I would say, this is going to be my best financial year ever. This is going to be my best financial year ever. You're going to have to sit down and find things to feed your mind. They're going to help you overcome the things that you face today. I don't care how much money you have. Mental issues, they affect everybody. Okay? Anything can happen in your life at any moment to cause you to have a psychotic break. And as you begin to deal with things and deal with things and deal with things and deal with things, if you don't find a way to resolve conflict and to resolve issues, these things are going to build and build and build. And next thing you know, you're at the point of no return. You're hooked on medication. We're self-medicating. All these things that we're doing to try to fix our situation ourselves. What are you feeding your mind? So I say to myself, you must meditate to elevate. You must meditate to elevate. One of the things that happens after you meditate, you will begin to gravitate. What do I mean by that? As you begin to form these pathways in your mind, your brain begins to search out opportunities. Your brain begins to search out and gravitate towards things to fulfill the prophecies that you are speaking. I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. This will be my best financial year ever. I don't have any money issues. I can afford whatever I want. As you begin to say these things, your brain will find a way to make them come true. Whatever you feed upon, your brain is going to find a way to make that come true in your life. If you don't like the negative outcomes in your life, then you're going to have to change the negative input and put that away. Okay. So I began to gravitate towards ideas and opportunities. Things came my way. I began to attract opportunities. And the next thing you know, I'm getting to where I really want to be. And I think I was telling you guys a story about how I couldn't go to Japan and, how it was a horrible time for me that I couldn't be there for my father-in-law's funeral. And I'm not putting anybody down. So if you've said this to me, please don't be offended by what I'm about to say. People have always said to me, everything happens for a reason. Everything for a reason. And somebody said that to me yesterday, and I just said, yes, everything happens for a reason, and the reason is this. Things happen because people make decisions, all right? It's hard for me to sit here and think that God allows just stupid stuff to happen because he's just up there wanting to get a kick out of, seeing me go through tragedy or seeing me go through, whatever. He's just sitting there getting a kick out of it. He allows these crazy things to happen for a reason. God is not an idiot. I'm going to say that. God is not an idiot. He does everything decently in order. So when you see things happen for a reason because people make decisions. And when people make decisions have outcomes and circumstances. And this morning when I was getting in my car, like I said, this thing has been cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, and it's ready. When things happen, opportunities are presented. Yeah, it was crap that I couldn't go to Japan and be there for my father-in-law's services, but I was presented with opportunities as I remained behind here in Hawaii. I was faced with opportunities. I didn't say, well, man, this is why this thing happened to me, so I can do this. Like, no. I stopped thinking that way because I give situations that happen randomly. I was giving it too much credit. I had to put it where it was. Okay. When things happen, you're going to be presented with opportunities. All right. Now, if you take advantage of these opportunities when they are presented to you, the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to begin to levitate. The first thing you do is you meditate, then you gravitate, and then you will begin to levitate. Levitate and overcome the problems that you're having, whether it's financial decisions, whether it's family decisions, whether it's any kind of issue that you're facing, you're going to be able to levitate and rise above it. That was one of my favorite lines in the movie Cool Runnings with the Jamaican bobsled team. That's my favorite movie because there's a lot of lines in that movie that we can learn from and take from that and do well in life. Rise above it, right? And one of the biggest things that had bothered me was the fact that people are looking back and looking back at history and talking about how bad the country is and how bad the country is. No, the country was bad. There's a lot of bad things that happened. But today, we can't drive towards success looking in the rear view mirror at failure, looking at the past mistakes that we made, looking at the past, just all the negativity that are in our lives. And I clipped out this word, moving forward, from a magazine that I read in big bold letters. It said moving forward. And I put that on a printer that's sitting on my desk, and it was there for years. And every time I would think about looking behind me and looking at the failures and looking at the bad business decisions that I made, I'd always say to myself, you got to move forward and not backwards. Too many people are looking in their rear view mirror and trying to drive towards whatever it might be, financial freedom, mental freedom, whatever it may be. So I wanted to share with you guys today the things that you can do to rise up and to feed your mind. Now, I'm not saying everybody was born to be rich and successful, or not everyone can be rich and successful. It's all about having the mindset that if you want to live that way, then that's fine. You can build yourself up and become super successful so that you can use your purpose and your wealth to make a difference in the world and to help other people. So if that's you out there today, okay, and you want to make some changes in your life, in your finances, whatever it may be, or you just want to talk about a couple of things, I don't mind spending a couple of minutes with you, just kind of hearing you out and seeing what's going on. Maybe I can add some value there. If you want to go higher in your finances, I want to help you with that too, but we're going to have to build a plan, and we are going to have a purpose. So look me up, 808-521-4401, or just go to my website, retirenowretirewild.com or brightfg.com. Check out the Rapid Retire program. And my whole thing about the Rapid Retire program, again, is to get you in position to be able to walk away from a job or to walk away from a situation on your own terms. Okay? This is about living life on your own terms, because things are going to get very hairy in our society in the future, and you're going to need control if you're going to make a difference in this world. Otherwise, you're going to be subject to whatever decision that's made, whether it be taxation or whatever it may be. Okay? So look me up and let's get at it. Okay? And thank you very much for listening in and allowing me to share with you what I had cooked up this week. Hopefully it resonated with you. And I definitely want to have a conversation if anything I said resonates with you and you want to move forward. 808-521-4401. This is Harold Green of Bright Tree Financial Group. And until next time, everybody, 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.